A key witness is taking the stand again in rapper A$AP Rocky's trial.
His superstar girlfriend Rihanna is also in court, sitting alongside his family.
So it looks like Rihanna might be raising her 2 kids by herself in the next 20 years, because A$AP Rocky is in this courtroom playing games, and it's not looking like he's going to beat that 24-year sentence. This comes after he turned down his plea deal, where he would have only had to serve 180 days in jail and 3 years of probation. But he played in everybody's face and pleaded not guilty at the very last minute. To make matters even worse, it turns out that outside of his issues with A$AP, Relly, the man he allegedly attacked, he and Relly were also allegedly beefing over Rihanna, because Rihanna was trying to get with Relly. But A$AP got jealous and started acting funny. According to sources, Rihanna is not taking any of this well, and she even feels like it's her fault that A$AP is in this situation. Now, for those of y'all who are somehow out of the loop, A$AP Rocky is currently on trial for allegedly attacking a member of his crew, Always Strive and Prosper, called Relly, after they got into a very heated argument. The argument was reportedly over A$AP apparently abandoning the crew once he got famous and not helping out the family after one of their deceased members passed away. This tension has been going on for a little while now, so they decided to meet back up in 2021, and that's when all the mess went down. Relly claims that A$AP shot him twice, with 1 bullet grazing his knuckles. But A$AP pleaded not guilty, saying he used a starter pistol that only fires blanks, not a real gun with actual bullets. A$AP's claims match the police reports, because when the cops searched the crime scene, there was no evidence that an actual shooting had happened, no shell casings, no holes, nothing. Now this is where things get messy, because you would think with there being no physical evidence to support the case, Relly would hang it up and move on with his life. But 2 days after the police searched the place, he came back again with shell casings that he said he retrieved from the crime scene, the same crime scene the cops had already searched and found nothing. The only real evidence we even have of this crime happening is the security footage of A$AP and Relly having a physical altercation. But that footage never actually showed him firing at Relly. Not only that, but forensics have yet to verify whether the shell casings that Relly brought were even from that same day he and A$AP got into it. In court, A$AP's lawyer Joe Tacopina brought up the fact that there was literally zero physical evidence to back up Relly's claims outside of witness testimony. He said, "No holes, no blood, no shell casings, no physical evidence that a shooting happened at all." During the court session, Relly also kept crying about how he would only see A$AP once every 6 months, and that he couldn't believe it when A$AP pulled that on him. It's really hard having a relationship with Rocky. He lies a lot. I called him Mr. 6-month man. I would see him every 6 months. I physically could not believe there was a gun in my face that was the breaking point for me. Anyway, by the end of the first court date, A$AP was given a chance to take the plea deal, where he would only do 180 days in jail and 3 years of probation, plus a few other minor charges. Now, if he said yes, the case would be over. But that man got up there and pleaded not guilty, which means he could face up to 24 years in jail if he's found guilty by the end of this. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, he's going to make Rihanna a single mom and leave her and those kids without a man in their life. Rihanna didn't even show up at his first court date, but after A$AP pulled this stunt, she was dressed up and sitting in that courtroom during the next one because things were really getting heated in there. Hopefully her being there might influence the jury's decision in A$AP's favor. Now, I'm not saying that's the main reason she went there, but this is Rihanna we're talking about. She's one of the most loved celebrities, so it's really not far-fetched to assume that her presence may have some influence on the jury. Some of them may even be fans of her, we don't know. Y'all, the paparazzi caught her sneaking out of the courtroom through the back door, and she was looking stressed. She wasn't smiling at them like she usually does, and you could tell she didn't want to be seen on camera that day. One person said, she stood anxiously, her eyes scanning the surroundings as she eagerly awaited the arrival of security. Another person said, "I'll forever be mad that she chose A$AP. Now he has her showing up to court to support her man." As if all this wasn't bad enough, new information is coming out that Relly and A$AP's beef was not just about A$AP ditching his crew and not supporting them. It also had to do with Relly and A$AP beefing over Rihanna. I know this sounds wild. To y'all, I promise I do. But y'all won't be surprised once you find out who started these rumors. It was none other than Azealia Banks. It's unclear how she got this tea, but she's convinced enough that it's true, and wasted no time jumping on the internet to tell us. She said when ASAP and Rihanna got together, he wanted to show her, off to his crew, that he had bagged rye, so he sent her to Harlem to introduce her to the guys. That's when Rihanna and Relly met. Apparently, they were getting along a little too well, and that made ASAP jealous. So he hit Relly up to talk about it, and days later, that's when ASAP jumped him, pulled out a gun on him, and all the beef began. She also said ASAP didn't even grow up in Harlem, and that he used Relly to get himself some street credibility. Azealia also brought up the deceased rapper from ASAP's crew, ASAP Yams. She said Rocky used the hell out of Yams while he was still here, and in an effort to cope, that poor man started popping pills and became an addict. Azealia said that when Yams passed, ASAP gave his mama $60,000 to keep quiet about what he allegedly did to her son.
ASAP, Relly, and Naka literally made Rocky. Rocky is not from Harlem like he says. So the tea on this is Rocky corny had Rihanna in Harlem trying to show off and made the mistake of inviting really fine chocolate ass over, and of course, Ray was all in his face flirting and shit. Rocky got jealous, invited him to meet up somewhere, pulled him in for a hug, and then really tried to and all because Rihanna was looking. Rally ain't looking for no payday. He's genuinely deeply hurt because he really believed in Rocky and considered him a friend. Rocky is responsible for ASAP Yams' overdose because he would punk him in front of people, punch him in the chest knowing he had severe asthma, and sent him into a spiraling depression. He tried self-medicating away with Xanax. Rocky gave Yams' mother a measly $60K after all Yams did to stylize him. I grew up with all these. Rocky tried Relly and recklessly almost ASAP Ills. I don't give. Rocky needs to go to jail and pay Relly with whatever money he makes. This case is missing another count of attempted Elysia. Felony, illegal possession of a firearm, fraudulent inducement, coercion, intentional infliction of emotional distress, reckless endangerment, and everything possible.
Chilia gets on Beyonce's internet every day at just about any time something is going on and says just about anything. I need y'all to remember that everything she's saying is just speculation, so let's take it all with a grain of salt as usual. People had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said, "I'm genuinely just shocked that Chilia is speaking. She sounds very coherent, and her story sounds believable. That doesn't mean it's true interesting nonetheless." Another person said, "This is more than likely the truth. 9 times out of 10, the reason why guys fall out is over a female. It always has to do with a female. The beef between Drake and Future is because of a female. That's where it all started, and Kendrick finished it. If you know, you know. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Rihanna allegedly being the reason for all this mess? And do y'all think ASAP is going to win this trial, or is he going to be in jail for the next 24 years? Y'all know what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video. Now, once again, this could very much be something that Summer made up just to get back at Asian. But a lot of people are convinced that she was telling the truth. Because why would she mentioned Asian of all people? One person reacted to this by saying, "Yes, A$AP Rocky has cheated multiple times on multiple occasions with different women. They just don't talk about it as much. They suppress it and sweep it under the rug." Another person said, "Asian doll is built like a tooth. Rocky probably thought he was at the dentist." The reason why people were so convinced that A$AP really slept with Asian is because there have been rumors about him cheating on Rihanna before, so this was just the cherry on top for people to really go off on him. The first time the cheating rumors started was when it was reported that YG and Saweetie got into it because he found out she was cheating on him. But it really wasn't Saweetie's cheating that was surprising to people. She'd been caught cheating several times before. What really got people's attention was the fact that Saweetie was allegedly cheating on YG with A$AP. According to the source who spilled the tea, the affair was very well known by everyone in the industry, including Rihanna, but she kept her relationship going with him because she already had one kid by him and was pregnant with the second one. They said, via blind items, these two Californian lovebird rappers YG and Saweetie, who recently got in trouble with the law, are not too happy with each other. Now, one of them is out for blood as he's been hearing that sweet tea all over LA about how she gets around town, from talking dirty to one B-list singer to flirting with her ex-lover, SL producer Quavo, and creeping with a permanent A-lister, foreign-born singer Rihanna's baby daddy, A$AP Rocky. Like a savage, he's quickly seeing that this icy girl has no specific type and isn't interested in being wifey anytime soon. This whole thing was a big deal to a lot of people because no one was expecting A$AP to cheat on Rihanna, especially with Saweetie. Because first off, him being with Rihanna is already huge, and second, she was pregnant at the time he was, allegedly doing all this cheating. Not only that, but back in July of last year, A$AP hinted at his affair with Saweetie in his song Riot, where he dissed Saweetie by bragging about how he managed to get Rihanna over her. He rapped, "Rag on my head like Khabib, canary my stones like Tweety, pass on a sweetie, I got me a Riri." Now, it's unclear if Rihanna will ever actually leave A$AP. But considering how she was just in court crying over him and doing everything in her power to keep him from being locked up, she is definitely sticking by him. In fact, after people found out about this whole mess with A$AP, they dragged Rihanna for doing all that in court and showing up every day for him when all he was doing was allegedly cheating on her. Some people also said they didn't believe he did anything with Asian, and that if something really happened, it probably was before he even got involved with Rihanna. One person said, "I don't believe it. A$AP Rocky has too much to lose. Plus, she did not say she cheated. She said she was dealing with him. Could have been before he got with Riri." Another person said, if A$AP Rocky did hit Asian doll, it had to be before he got with Rihanna because ain't no way he's going to cheat on Riri for that chick. Let's not spread fake rumors around like it's true. Remember they tried to say A$AP cheated on Rihanna before, and it went viral, and it was fake news. Riri and Rocky were still hand in hand and had baby number 2 even after that rumor. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about A$AP apparently cheating with Asian? And do y'all really think this will make Rihanna finally leave him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video. It wouldn't be surprising if she's really pregnant because she has made it clear that she absolutely wants more than 2 kids. She said, "I don't know what God wants, but I would go for more than 2. I would try for my girl, but of course if it's another boy, it's another boy." Chilly. I don't even want to imagine what Rihanna is going through at the moment. The wild part is that it's not even the first time this year that Rocky has been accused of cheating. Earlier this year, Summer Bunny claimed that Rocky allegedly had an affair with rapper Asian Doll. Interview. That wasn't the first time that Rocky had been accused of cheating either, because a while ago there were rumors that he was allegedly cheating on her with Amina Muaddi. Yes, the Amina Muaddi, who is a shoe designer, has designed shoes for Rihanna's brand Fenty, and is friends with Rihanna. Amina got dragged so badly that she had to come out to directly address the situation. Writing on her Instagram story, she said, "I have to speak up as this is not only directed towards me, but it is related to people I have a great amount of respect and affection for." While Rihanna is continuing to live her serene, best-dressed pregnancy life, and I go back to my business, I wish everyone a beautiful Easter weekend, the drama kind of fizzled out not long after, and it's like people just moved on and stopped talking about it. Not long after, sources close to both Rihanna and A$AP Rocky stepped in and said the couple was completely unbothered by the rumors. According to them, there was no breakup, no drama behind the scenes, and everything between the two was still solid. Then, the internet got hit with fresh vacation